Hey, today we're here in Irving at Mitchell's Barbershop celebrating the reopening of Mitchell's Barbershop after a large renovation that was done by several sponsors here. You know, we have Mitchell here today who's been in business here in Irving. Guys, this is huge. 31 years in business here in Irving. He is the grandfather of barbers here. Many barbers started off from inside this shop here and branched out and opened up their own shops. But he is the grandfather of barbers here in Irving, and guys, that is huge right there. You know, so One Community is here next to me. One Community USA, a nonprofit organization. They're working with the Irving Police Department Shop Talk program. And the whole purpose of this here program is to build the relationships in the community, in the African American and the Hispanic communities now. In Irving, we have 30 different shops that's participating in this here program. The program has also branched out into different cities like Fort Worth, Arlington, Carrollton, and the Colony. That's thanks to Mitchell being the #1 first shop involved in the program. And that's huge, because if we didn't have that foundation to start it off here in Irving, we would never be able to expand this program. So One Community stepped in and said, hey, look, you know what, Mr. Mitchell, what we want to do is we want to renovate your shop. You know, you've been in business for 31 years, so we want to show some love to Mitchell. So One Community, they came in and renovated this here entire shop. Spent over $14,000 in renovations, and that's with the assistance of different sponsors also, like Fast Signs. They came in and they did something. NBC came in, and guys, the American Black Cross, they did their part in this here also by sponsoring chairs. So there's a lot of different organizations that stepped in and helped out with the renovation of this here shop. Here's One Community USA retired Sergeant Deason from the Dallas Police Department.
How you doing? We are here at Mitchell's Barbershop and with the grand opening. We're excited to be here, and definitely congratulations to Mitchell. Mitchell's been in this neighborhood for over 31 plus years, giving back to the community. So we wanted to have an opportunity at One Community USA to give back to Mr. Mitchell. And so that's what we done, along with the great sponsors that we had, such as American Black Cross, WCT Construction, Home Depot, Fast Signs, NBC also participated in help sponsoring this particular shop. Standing right beside me is the owner himself.
All right, Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, sir. I just want to thank everybody for coming out today. It was a great, man, it's so awesome, you know, just knowing that, you know, people that care, you know, and been in the community for a while now, and thought I was in it by myself, but I see now I got love. Thanks.
All right.
Hello, everybody. You all know me. I am so honored, really, to be here. My heart is built around history. I had a moment to look around the barbershop. We know that the barbershop has been a staple in the community, especially communities of color, for years. It's been a safe space. It's been a space to share information. It's been a safe for people to come and feel a little normal, literally take their hat off, sit down, get their shoes done, get their hair done, get an edge up, and you know, just take a load off when you sit inside this chair. So what we did is we sponsored a chair. So I am so honored. I got to know a little bit about Mr. Mitchell. I just met him in person today. I've been watching a lot of this on some of the social media, but he's from Slidell, Louisiana, our neighboring state. He's been here 31 years now. Officer here said grandfather. I don't think, you know, he looks like a grandfather. He's just getting started, you know, so we're gonna say 31 more years here.
Right.
But the thing is, standing in this space, what I feel is very modern. I like the fact that it's one of the newer trendy colors. It's gray. He has some historical pictures around. I saw a very early Mike Tyson, and one of our favorite persons, and I hadn't seen that picture. Ernest, you and I did a lot of research on him, and I've never seen that picture, and that's where my eye went first when I first came in. And just looking, you know, at the people that signed the congratulations, serving Irving for 31 years. I mean, what history is shared here? And I'm sure there will be a lot of stories that will get told in this chair as people sit here and they, again, take the load off and they're gonna lean back. Now I'm gonna ask you a question, now I'm gonna interview you. Do you offer the old school hot shade?
Yes, I do.
See there?
Yes, I
we
do.
go.
That in
There we
itself is
go.
a lost art.
Yeah.
Man, if you don't know what that's about, look at Color Purple. So make sure whoever
You better not cut me.
whoever has that blade knows what they're doing and that you didn't do anything to them. But no, really, that is a lost art, and I see some of the younger guys bringing that back as a tradition. But I tell you that Saturday morning barbershop break is something, and I just can't wait to hear some of the stories that come out of this chair.
Yeah.
So back to you, why did you decide to come from Slidell, Louisiana to this area?
Well, my best friend played with the Cowboys, so that got me to Texas.
Oh, who was your best friend?
Reggie Cooper.
Oh, y'all hear that? Some old cowboy history there.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
I just came out here and just opened up shop.
Okay.
Yeah. And start talking.
Yeah.
Shop talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, we have to understand that the barbershop has always been our psychologist
Yes.
as black men. We always say our bartender, but those that don't drink, our barber is the person who we sit and we talk to, and we can talk about our problems, and men without any inhibition can talk about different subjects. I learned things at a barbershop that I hadn't heard sitting as a young kid, listening to my dad talk to the barber and what they were saying. Now, there's some barbers weren't talking about what I need to hear, but as a kid, I learned a lot from my barber.
That's right.
And I wanted to just thank you, sir, for continuing to being a pillar in this community and to keep those stripes.
That's right.
Keep them stripes going, because just like you have a sign of mercy of the Red Cross, and you see different symbols, and those are symbols of hope. When you see a barber sign, that's a symbol of hope too. That's a community connection, and that's somebody that's connected.
That's right.
And let me just throw this in too. I think for a lot of young black men, because I know some of my friends may have children, and that's part of their
And this is a
routine.
large Hispanic
They-
community too.
Well, my friends are Hispanic too, so I'm not sure what that meant, but okay, yes. Okay, a mi amigas o mi
That's what I
amigos
wanted
de
to do.
Irving, me gusta mucho porque es necesario para la barbershop. Mitchell's Barbershop in Irving es nueva. Mira, es gray y negro en a chair con the American Black Cross y one comunidad y Mr. Mitchell, El Señor Mitchell himself, y Officer Brad Deason, y Officer Plunkett, absolutamente, y Ernesto y Debbie, aquí para ti. Vamos al barbershop, Mitchell's Barbershop, porque es nueva. I see. Now, English.
Morticia. I was talking, I'm kissing her arm. Ooh, Morticia.
I see that. So now to the English. This is a space too where young women, older women and grandmothers bring their grandchildren or their children for that weekly or bi-weekly, it's a recession and a pandemic still on. So
Plus
it has
y'all
to be
prices went up
bi-weekly.
too.
Yeah.
Used to get a $5 haircut, my barber $25
You know,
now.
but they come in.
But y'all deserve a raise.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and this is a space for young men to interface with men. And that helps men to learn how to be men, how to talk to a man, how to shake a hand, how to look in the eye,
How to groom.
articulate your feelings, how to take care of yourself. Maybe talk about girl troubles even. Maybe, download and ask about school, how you're doing in school. Reading, keep them.
Talk about them Cowboys.
Keep them, hold on, yeah, sports, but keep them accountable for their grades and to obey the law. Did y'all hear that? Keep them accountable for their grades and to obey the law. Do you make everybody accountable?
Everybody accountable.
So this is a